Speed generation on your front side, goofy footer and natural footers. Let's get into it. The biggest takeaway is going to be it's a working with the curvatures of a wave, right? You've watched the theory, flat ground wiggle does not translate to a curved wave. Not everybody has the good fortune of a bank like this ramp, where you get this epic slope. It's pretty similar to a wave, where you can see I compress, I extend up. That creates lift. If it was on a surfboard, I'm unweighting, so the floating surfboard is coming up a wave face. It's being drawn up by the water, drawing up the wave face. And then I get to a point where gravity starts to bring me back down, and I compress back down onto the board or the surf skate, drive. So now I drive onto my toes, unweight, and then progress. You can see the up and down. It's a compression and extension. So here I compress down and then I extend up, and it's this down into the ground, boom, and up. It's hard to do just on flat ground. You need a bit of momentum. Ideally, you have some type of slope surface, even if you've got a road that just has a little bit of decline and a little bit of an angle. So like middle of the road slopes down on each side, but the whole road itself is slightly sloping down. That's ideal. You can really practice this stuff. But you can see I compress down, and envision I was dropping in. I'm trying to drive weight down and then onto my toes, because we're on our front side here. And I drive onto my toes and unweight. It's almost like I'm trying to lift up. You see, down, unweight. So yes, there is a little twisting. You can see my torso line is going from forward to up, but it's not wiggle twisting like we do on flat ground, right? It's a rotational kind of compensation because I'm working with a three-dimensional wave down and up, and you kind of, again, really need a sloping surface so you can feel how you can dig into the toe side rail and then release. It's dig, drive, release. Dig, drive, release. Don't get too hung up on the terminology I'm using, dig, drive, release. You need to feel this. So much of surfing is built on feeling, and we're trying to come up with terminology that totally captures that, and it's not always the case. But you can see here, Dane Reynolds, right? There's the unweight, it comes up, drive down, unweight. So here I am on flat ground, drive down, I compress onto my toes here, and don't worry, goofy footers will go over you as well. And then extend and release. So I'm unweighting, almost like I'm trying to like slide forward, to hop forward, but my feet aren't actually coming off the board. Drive down, boom, release. And you can see that that skateboard is doing some side to side, but it's not this wiggle. It's me trying to compress and extend. And what happens on flat ground isn't perfect with what happens in the water. And you can see if I can get into a ramp, unweight, up, compress weight down, unweight up. Do you see how the body's coordinated? And what do you know? I'm being a coil over that front leg. Right here. You see that coil? You see the spring? That's why the spring's important. Compression and extension. Speed generation is compression extension. I drive off my toes a bit, unweight. Here I'm just floating. It's like, boom, I've unweighted. I'm just waiting until that inertia gets overcome by gravity to then drive back down into that perfect coil position. Goofy footers. We ready? Don't worry. I ain't forgot. I ain't forgot. Look at that grammar. So we have our coil. We have our stance. We practice on flat ground. Envision in your wave or your mind, down, up. You see how my hands automatically almost start matching a wave? Do that. Goofy. Boom. Boom. So much that you watch good surfers talk. They're always moving their hands just because so much of our surfing is torso. Same with speed generation. Torso, arms. Getting that thing, getting it all coordinated. You can see my arm exaggeration here almost. Boom. Down a wave, compress, drive, extend. You notice in my compression, little nugget, how my back heel has left the ground. That happens a lot on your forehand, especially I have that more drop kneed position. Let that toe or that foot pivot off that big toe. So you can see here, I compress down and I kind of drive off my toes. I'm kind of pushing. You can almost hear the skate wheels go whoosh, and then I release. And it's that release, whereas if it was in the water, I'd project. I would get lift. I would get speed. Compress, extend. Weight down, unweight up. As we see, we'll get into the skate. Compress down, unweight up. Compress down, unweight up. Unweight. Boom, float. Be light. Be fluid. I reach the top of that curvature. Gravity's starting to push on me now. So I just soften. I coil to bring my weight back down and drive down the wave face. That's where we're getting speed and lift. Sometimes it happens quickly. Pop, pop. One time it's just one big curve or one big speed carve or speed pump. Unweight, weight. You can match it, see? On the ground, compress, extend, unweighting, compressing down. So it's not me pushing, it's me working with inertia, working with gravity, working with weighting and unweighting my body. That is your speed generation on your front side. Find a road that has a bit of a decline and hopefully decline from side to side, right? So it's an inverted V and a decline, because then you've got the slope of the road, so you can practice kind of coming up and down while you're going down the road, or hopefully you have a sick skate park.